Hi, fourth grade. I hope you're enjoying your snow day so far. For reading today, we're going to be talking about making inferences. So, if you remember, we've talked about making inferences before, but it's a great lesson for us to review. So, making inferences is when a reader figures something out from the text that wasn't explained by the author. So, when we make inferences, we have to become a detective, because the author isn't just going to explicitly tell us these things. Sometimes we have to read between the lines to figure things out, okay? So, when we make inferences, the reader uses what they already know and information from the text in order to go beyond what the author wrote and to understand what is not being said, okay? So, we use our background knowledge, which is information that we already know, plus our text clues, that's the information that's given to us in the story, in order to make our inferences, okay? So remember, when we're making inferences, we take background knowledge plus text clues to make our inferences, okay? So let's give this a try. First, we're gonna look at a couple of pictures and make some inferences, and then we're gonna look at a couple of passages and make inferences from that as well, okay? So looking at this first picture, I'm seeing a few different things right off of the bat, okay? First of all, I'm seeing lots of water on the ground, and I'm also seeing some water coming down from the sky, okay? There's one other piece of evidence that kind of helps me to make an inference here. We've got the water. He's also carrying an umbrella, okay? So my background knowledge tells me that when somebody's carrying an umbrella, they're probably doing that because it's raining. So I can make an inference because of the water and because of the umbrella that it's probably raining, right? Another inference that we can make from this picture is that he probably fell off his bike, right? Bikes should not have the tires up in the air like this, right? That's not how we ride a bike. So another inference I could make is that he fell off his bike. Okay, if you look closely at his face, it's kind of scrunched up, right? It looks like he's in pain. He's laying on the ground. He's got his leg twisted up in here. So definitely looks like he fell off of his bike, right? Okay, our next picture. Oh boy. Okay, so right off the bat, my eyes go right to this little guy. So he's got his hair kind of blown back. He's holding this girl's hand really, really tightly. He's kind of making like a grimacing face. He doesn't look very happy, right? So I'm going to make an inference that he is pretty scared. He definitely doesn't look happy, right? Then if I look at the rest of the picture, I see that they're sitting in seats. They've got this little bar going across their lap, and they're kind of angled down, right? These girls look like they're screaming. Like we said before, it kind of looks like their hair's being blown back. So all of those things, based on the clues from the picture and what I already know, my background knowledge, I'm going to make an inference that they're on a roller coaster. Okay, so all of those things, what I'm seeing in the picture and what I already know, are telling me that this little boy is pretty scared, and also that they're probably on a roller coaster. If I was going to look at the girls, I would say they're probably a little happy or excited because they look like they're kind of smiling and yelling, so it looks like they're having more fun than this little guy is. All right, let's try one with a passage now. So let's make an inference based on what we read here. Jane spent months training with special equipment. She learned how it would feel to be weightless. After all the training, it was finally time. She put on her special suit and sat in the seat of the tiny vessel. Then she buckled her seatbelt. 3, 2, 1, blast off. All right, so based on what we already know and the text clues in our passage, what is an inference that we can make? So right away, when I'm looking at this passage, a few words are kind of sticking out to me. How it would feel to be weightless. Okay, specifically that word right here, weightless. I'm seeing tiny vessel. And there's one other keyword that's really standing out to me, and that is blast off. Okay? So all of these text clues are kind of telling me that I think Jane might be an astronaut. So I'm going to make an inference that Jane is an astronaut. Okay? My background knowledge tells me that when you count down like this, 3, 2, 1, blast off, it usually means that a spaceship is launching into space, right? It also says she buckled her seatbelt, she's in a tiny vessel, so those things tell me that she's probably going up into space. At first, my background knowledge was kind of making me think maybe she's in a plane or maybe she's going to be going up into the sky. But then when I saw 3, 2, 1 blast off and also the word weightless, when we fly in a plane, there's still gravity, but when you go up into space, there's no gravity, so you start to feel weightless, right? So our background knowledge helps us to make the inference that she's going to space. Okay? Let's try one more together. All right, our last passage. I sat in my seat with my popcorn and cotton candy. A car pulled onto the stage and 3 clowns got out. They started to throw pies at each other. Soon after, an elephant did a few tricks. Everyone started to laugh. Okay, so again, there are some words that are sticking out to me right away. I think it's kind of weird that we have 3 clowns and an elephant all in the same place. Okay, that's making me think. Then we also have somebody who's eating popcorn and cotton candy. So based off of our background knowledge, where would somebody be eating popcorn and cotton candy with clowns and an elephant? I think there's pretty much only one place that can happen, right? At the circus. So I'm going to make an inference that this person is at the circus. Okay? Some other clues. It said she was sitting in a seat. There was a stage. Let's see, where was stage? Car pulled onto the stage. They were doing tricks. Everybody was laughing. The circus is usually a pretty fun place, so that tells me that this person is probably at the circus. So remember, when we make inferences, we use our background knowledge, what we already know, plus clues from the text to make our inference. So for this one, I knew that the only place that a clown and an elephant would be at the same time is probably at a circus. Okay? So we reviewed inferences today. You guys will also have a worksheet on inferences that you'll need to complete for your snow day assignment. And then you can just bring that back to school with you and turn it in once we have school again, okay? All right, so I hope that this helped. Remember, you can always pause or rewind the video if you need to hear something explained again or if you have questions about what we covered today, okay? All right, well, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your snow day, and I'll see you at school.